not a civilization worth defending. That's how I feel.
Can you imagine? I mean, going with the mother of your children and going to war with them?
A mother gets her legs blown off, and you think that's a good thing? And I lost control at the table with this guy.
In a recent interview, Tucker Carlson was left speechless when his guest revealed not one, not two, but a list of dark secrets about Barack Obama. Yes, the secrets that the mainstream media has tried to bury for years. From $70 million in personal wealth to the strategic use of identity politics, these disclosures show a dark side of Obama that many have never seen. This makes you question, what if everything you've been told about Obama was a carefully crafted illusion? Let's find out. When Barack Obama assumed the presidency in 2008, his net worth was estimated at approximately $1,300,000. By the time he left office in 2016, that figure had increased to an estimated $40 million, a nearly 30-fold increase. This massive growth in his fortune is often attributed to high-paying book deals and speaking engagements. For instance, between 2005 and 2016, Obama earned approximately $15,600,000 from book advances and royalties. Additionally, he commands substantial fees for speaking engagements. According to reports, he charged around $400,000 per speech.
My only agenda, I know because I won both of them.
However, some critics argue that these official explanations may not fully account for the rapid accumulation of wealth. They suggest that the combination of political influence and financial gain warrants closer scrutiny. Beyond financial gains, Obama's tenure is often associated with the rise of identity politics. His agenda was to focus on issues pertinent to various social groups, defined by race, gender, and other characteristics. For example, despite significant personal success, both Barack and Michelle Obama have spoken about ongoing racial challenges. Michelle Obama has expressed concerns about her daughter's safety in the context of racial profiling, highlighting the persistent fears faced by Black families in America.
A lot of messages that they would have to work through on their own, so they needed the tools early to be able to confront what was coming. And they couldn't depend on me.
Critics argued that such narratives juxtaposed against the Obama's lifestyle, including residences in exclusive areas like Martha's Vineyard, reflect a disconnect between their public statements and personal circumstances. They argue that emphasizing victimhood while enjoying elite status can be seen as a strategic move to garner support and deflect criticism. This perspective suggests that identity politics can serve as a tool for political figures to consolidate power and amass wealth, all while presenting themselves as champions of the marginalized. From the moment Barack Obama stepped onto the national stage, the mainstream press has worked overtime to shield him from investigation, elevating his image to near mythical status. But why? Why is he untouchable? Because Obama wasn't just a president. He was a brand, a symbol, a manufactured figure carefully designed to be above criticism. And the media, they were his PR team, ensuring that no inconvenient truths ever saw the light of day.
Parents of Black kids have to, that the innocent act of getting a license.
Let's break it down. When Obama first ran in 2008, the media sold us the idea that he was a political outsider, a grassroots candidate who would unify America and finally put an end to racial division. Sounds great, right? But in reality, he was backed by the very same elite institutions that have run Washington for decades. His campaign was anything but grassroots. It was a masterclass in marketing, funded by Wall Street, Silicon Valley, and Hollywood. And the protection didn't stop once he got into office. Every scandal, every failure, every broken promise was either ignored or spun into something positive. Fast and Furious? Barely covered. Benghazi? Downplayed. The IRS targeting conservative groups? Laughed off. And when his administration expanded mass surveillance, drone warfare, and government secrecy, the media suddenly didn't care. Contrast that with how the press treats anyone who dares to criticize the Obamas. If you question their wealth, their power, or their hypocrisy, you're labeled a conspiracy theorist, or worse, a racist. It's the ultimate manipulation. The media has created a world where Obama and his allies can collect untold wealth, live in luxury, and push policies that hurt everyday Americans, all while claiming to be victims of oppression. And the best part, they've convinced millions of people to believe it. So here's the real question. When will people finally wake up and see the game for what it is? Because as long as the media keeps running cover for the elite, the truth will always be buried under a mountain of propaganda. At this point, the pattern is undeniable. The Obamas, the Clintons, the Bidens, they aren't just political figures. They are the CEOs of multi-million-dollar influence operations using their public service careers as stepping stones to unimaginable wealth. And the craziest part, it's all happening right in front of us. Welcome to the pay-to-play game, where power isn't just about politics, it's about access, influence, and cold, hard cash. Barack Obama didn't leave office and magically become a multimillionaire through talent and hard work.
Lyndon Johnson, who I don't quote that often, had a great saying. He said, every man is trying to make up for his father's mistakes or live up to his expectations.
No, he cashed in on the same corrupt system that has enriched career politicians for decades. The speaking fees, the book deals, the Netflix contracts, those aren't just payments for his wisdom. They're investments. Investments made by corporations, foreign interests, and power players who want something in return. Just look at the numbers. Obama makes $400,000 per speech. Michelle, up to $700,000. The Clintons, over $230 million in post office speaking engagements alone. And what exactly are they saying that's worth that kind of money? Nothing. Because they're not being paid for their words, they're being paid for their connections. And here's where it gets even darker. This game isn't just about making money, it's about controlling who gets a seat at the table. If you're a regular American, you're locked out. But if you're a billionaire, a corporation, or a foreign government willing to pay the right price, suddenly doors open. Suddenly, you have access to some of the most powerful people in the world. Think about it. These people scream about corporate greed while raking in millions from the same corporations they claim to fight against. They demand that the rich pay their fair share while moving their own money through tax shelters and shady nonprofits. They claim to stand for the little guy, yet their entire business model revolves around keeping the power in their hands. Throughout his political career, former President Barack Obama has often emphasized the importance of transparency, ethical governance, and adherence to the rule of law. However, several instances suggest a conflict between his public statements and actions. Obama has publicly criticized the influence of undisclosed financial contributions, commonly referred to as dark money, in politics. Despite this, his own political organization, Organizing for Action, was structured as a 501(k)(4) nonprofit, which is not required to disclose its donors. This structure allowed the organization to collect substantial contributions without revealing the identities of its benefactors, leading to accusations of hypocrisy. Obama has frequently underscored the significance of the rule of law. Nonetheless, his administration faced criticism for actions perceived as executive overreach. For instance, the use of executive orders to advance policy objectives, such as the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals (DACA) program, was seen by some as bypassing the legislative process. Critics argue that these actions contributed to a decline in the rule of law at the federal level. In recent years, Obama has spoken against the spread of disinformation and emphasized the need for integrity in public discourse. However, during his tenure, his administration was accused of manipulating narratives and controlling media access to shape public perception. This has led to allegations of hypocrisy, as actions taken during his presidency appear to contradict his later admonitions against disinformation. As these revelations come to the spotlight, a significant shift in public perception is being noticed. Many are beginning to question the narratives they've long accepted. All of this is leading to a broader awakening about the actions and motivations of political figures. The media's role in shaping these narratives is also under observation, with increasing calls for accountability and transparency. The potential fallout from these disclosures is vast. Political alliances may shift, public trust could damage, and the legacies of prominent figures might be reevaluated. As the public becomes more aware of these discrepancies, the demand for genuine accountability grows louder. Now, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on these revelations? Do they change your perspective? Let me know in the comments below and subscribe for more updates on latest trends.